Weather Center Live, and that, believe it or not, is a car overrun by the mud. Look at the damage that occurred. That thing looks like it was flipped and tossed and turned, and hopefully at the time no one was in it. Because my goodness, that would not be a safe or fun ride. That is for sure. A real dangerous day. Unfortunately, familiar scene in Southern California as mudslides are occurring. Crews were responding to that car stuck in the mud and swept away by the fast-moving debris in Sunland, California.
Yeah, this is just to the north of Los Angeles, but west out towards Santa Barbara and Montecito, we've had reports of Highway 101 closed both directions because of mudslides. We've also heard throughout Santa Barbara County that numerous rescues have been going on as well.
And then all of this, the opening act of Winter Storm Hunter, which is not only giving us the flash flood watches and warnings in Southern California, it's also giving us a winter weather threat. 9.6 million under some sort of winter weather advisory or winter storm watch or warning. Those numbers are set to increase as the storm makes its way across the entire country.
Yeah, it's really going to have an impact across the middle of the U.S. Chicago, you'll be seeing some rain, eventually some colder stuff from this. And also into Pittsburgh, we're going to be finding showers coming into your area and then maybe changing to much colder weather by the weekend. In fact, a big drop in the numbers come Saturday and Sunday.
So welcome back to Weather Center Live. A busy day. Winter Storm Hunter making its way across the country, starting in Southern California with a rain, flooding, mudslide, debris flow threat, and then moving across the rest of the country with wintry weather as well.
Yeah, you forgot to mention gas line.
Gas line explosions, fires, you name it. It's all happening right now.
It has just been incredible. In fact, we can tell you more about that gas line eruption that happened. You can see it there on the video. Wow. It looks like, just a firework blowing up or the lights coming back on. But no, this was the gas line rupturing in Montecito overnight. And this event is really ongoing. It started around 2:30 in the morning that the heavy rain came through, and they are just continuing to get inundated with rain and mudslides.
Yeah, about 45 minutes ago, we spoke to someone with the Santa Barbara Fire Department saying they haven't even been able to get to that gas line rupture yet because so many of the roads were blocked by boulders and so much mud the rescue vehicles couldn't get through. So there were reports of homes on fire, and they're still working to get there to make sure no one needs rescuing after that gas line explosion.
Yeah. We are going to continue to see the rain coming into California, the southern half of the state especially. It's going to continue through the afternoon and probably through tonight, finally tapering off by tomorrow. But again, we want you to be very aware of what's going on out there.
And with so many roads closed, it's sending drivers this morning on a big curve.
Well, I got up early this morning to drive out to Santa Barbara. I'm working at Cottage Hospital out there. And as soon as I got on the on-ramp over here, I had to get right back off because it was at a complete standstill. And there were people coming off of the on-ramp telling me, hey, it's a mudslide, you're not going to make it. Just go ahead and turn around, go back to where you came from. So I waited out for about an hour, and then everybody started getting crazy. There were no more rules. Everyone was driving around, honking at each other. I didn't want to get stuck or get in a car accident, so I turned right back around and came right back to the hotel room here.
And this is just one of the impacts California is seeing from our newest winter storm. Mark has more on what the region's facing from Winter Storm Hunter.
Yeah, so Winter Storm Hunter is coming into Southern California as we speak. We already had a slog of Pacific Ocean, almost tropical moisture come through in the early morning hours. The heaviest of the rain for the coast came in between 2 and 3 a.m. and then continued to rain through much of the morning. And so when you add it all up from what has already occurred through the lighter showers that are still ongoing and will continue through the rest of the day, we have this zone of likely excessive rainfall and real impacts, especially when you combine that with the recent burn areas, the Thomas Fire, for example. Our area of low pressure is still here, and some of that heavier rain associated with the center of the low could very well pinwheel right in towards Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. That would be the worst case scenario, having more heavy rain on top of what has already occurred. Right now, what's coming in is much lighter stuff, but it is insult on top of injury rain because the heavy heavy rain from this band already came through and did a lot of the damage in the early morning hours. It's also what sent heavy rain into Las Vegas. Would not surprise me if we saw some at least minor flooding along the Strip. Areas that in the desert Southwest are just not accustomed to getting that much rain that fast, so the stormwater drains don't take it in as fast as other areas of the country, etc. The storm system is moving inland today. As it does so, we still have more moisture coming on through, so there could still be more impacts there. And here's a look at how the high-resolution model takes that low in. After it's inland, we lose some of that rain. This evening, it should start to get much better across Southern California. Interior West will get snow. And then Carl Parker is here, winter weather specialist, because Carl, that same low moves across the country, and we've got more snow on the way.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a 1-2 punch, Mark. We're going to watch this storm moving up across the Midwest, and we'll get several inches of snow along with that. And then another one developing in the Ohio Valley. You see this really well-developed spin there now coming into California as that moves up. And across the upper Midwest, there's the area of snow that we're expecting. A pretty narrow swath of some heavier snow there. Could be as much as a foot or more, maybe just to the southeast of the Twin Cities. And that's going to be Wednesday into Thursday. So let's take a look at the model forecast here. This is the European model. There's the area of low pressure right there. Very steep pressure gradient here. So there's going to be a lot of wind along with that snow and perhaps some near blizzard conditions across parts of the plains and up into Minnesota. That's Thursday morning. Then that's going to move up into Canada, and the second low develops coming up across the Ohio Valley. Cold air moves fairly far south, so we might be talking about some snow and a mixture of precipitation in the mid-south, maybe some snow in Memphis. Could be significant icing as well. Here, too, we're going to be looking at a lot of wind with the storm. This is going into Saturday morning. Snow developing across the lakes there and also into the Ohio Valley. Now, the models have been really consistent about developing this storm. So we know the storm is going to occur. That's set. The question is, where exactly is it going to be? And the models have been really different about that point. I want to show you, for example, the European model from last night. We'll get a new run coming up here in the next hour. This is the operational run showing the position of the low right there. But when they rerun the model many, many times, 50 times altogether, you see all of these different low positions stretching from Illinois all the way into New Hampshire and Vermont. So that's a 1,000-mile geographical spread. So the models are struggling with where exactly to put the low. GFS, by the way, puts the low farther east, more like that. And that would move everything. That would bring that heavier snow more towards Ohio and also towards the eastern part of the lakes. That's the European model output in terms of snowfall as of last night. Our forecast is pretty close to that. We're also looking at the possibility of some significant icing in the mid-south, the middle Mississippi Valley, southern parts of Illinois in particular. And when you look at the GFS model as of the latest run, again, everything is a little farther to the east. So we'll continue to work on those details. Jen, over to you.
All right. We're also going to see some rain coming into the southeast. But before it comes in, our temperatures are going to go finally get above average. So that'll be a nice little bit of a warm up coming into much of the country. But let's talk about the rainy side of this system as it impacts the south. We see by the middle of the week, the storm is going to be over the middle of the U.S. And as it is pushing towards Texas and across the lower Mississippi River Valley, it's going to be able to grab some of that moisture. So we'll see an increasing chance for rain here across the south, especially starting tomorrow night and then throughout the day on into Thursday and right into the weekend. We will see more rain coming through this area. So scattered showers for you across portions of the southeast. Here's a look on Wednesday night. We see them breaking out into Arkansas and into Mississippi. And then as we move into Thursday, we see that rain just continuing for you in Memphis and eventually coming over into Nashville. Maybe that colder air, though, gets you into